regenerative act will give us permanence in time.
Porque es que durante todo el tiempo se le ha puesto atención en el cultivo y en el suelo.
Everyone looks at the crop, but not the soil.
Yes.
And I want to say here something about my own farm.
Please.
We've been doing 54 years of the old traditional agriculture, and this farm was a no way out farm. We couldn't grow anything, like not even nothing. We tried to grow a plantain, it didn't grow. Cacao didn't grow, coffee didn't grow. And we had to reconstruct the soil, rebuild the whole soil, and now I grow everything.
Mapper Forward Business Mastermind Groups are back for 2024. And if past mastermind groups are anything to go by, you absolutely want to be a part of this if you're a business owner ready for change. Spots are limited to 10 people per group. And if you own a business in the coffee sector and are looking for support in a nurturing and focused group coaching environment, this could be the thing that helps you through these challenging times in coffee and jumpstarts your planning for 2025. There are 3 mastermind groups, each with a different business focus. I will be your coach, and the first one will be focused on strategic business planning, the second one on business growth, and the third on increasing your sales in coffee, both B2B and B2C. Groups start the week commencing October 7, and prices start at $189 per month for 3 months. You get a discount if you pay all 3 months in advance. Previous participants found these groups life-changing for their business, and all groups come with a 100% money-back guarantee. If you're interested in finding out more or registering, head to mapperforward.coffee/group coaching or check the links in the show notes for details. Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Mapper Forward, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and this is episode 3 of a 5-part series where we're talking about regenerative coffee farming. And joining me, I am thrilled that I get to welcome back Angela Barrero back to the podcast. And she has a friend, and the friend is all of our new friends, Carlos Ordóñez. Carlos, welcome to the podcast for the first time. Carlos speaks Spanish only, so Angela is going to be doing some translating for us. So, yes.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you for the invitation.
Muchas gracias. Aquí estamos listos a compartir.
We are ready to share knowledge.
Excellent. Now, folks, for those of you who haven't heard, I hope that you hear this for like the 3rd time now, but we are doing a 3-phase project, and we're only going to talk about the first phase today. And the project is happening in October, the first phase of it. It's a 2-hour workshop, one in English, one in Spanish, one in Portuguese. And our guests today, Angela and Carlos, are the trainers for the Spanish workshop. And so we're going to talk about what they are going to do in this workshop, and we're going to hear it from them, what they're hoping to get out of this workshop. So Angela and Carlos, what is from what you guys, actually, before we do that, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Entonces tenemos que introducirlos.
Entonces arranca tú.
Yeah. So, in Spanish or in English?
In English.
So, hello, folks. I'm Angela Barrero. I'm a 3rd generation coffee farmer, which I'm very proud of my family that has been a farmer since my grandfather. We have a farm in Colombia, in the coffee growing region, in a place called Quindío. And I have been working in ag for like forever, first in palm oil, and now in my own farm, developing the work with biochar. So using biochar to make my plants more resilient.
And Carlos?
Bueno, Carlos Ordóñez, ingeniero agrónomo colombiano.
Carlos Ordóñez is an engineer, agronomic engineer.
45 años trabajando temas de abonos orgánicos,
45 years
microbiología,
working on organic
biofertilizantes.
microbiology.
En los últimos,
biofertilizers.
en los últimos 3 años, entonces, estamos iniciando proyectos de regeneración de suelos.
In the last years, we were regenerating soils.
Y en esta alianza que hemos hecho con Ángel aquí en una finca
So we are partners in my farm,
en Montenegro, Quindío, una finca
Quindío,
pequeña
Montenegro.
de
It's a small
café,
farm, coffee,
cacao. Hemos
cacao, coffee.
encontrado como un laboratorio
So this
para
farm
mostrar
is like a lab
a las personas
to show people
estas nuevas tecnologías en
Yes.
manejo del
new
café,
technologies to work coffee.
y nos tiene muy motivados que
And we are so happy
sufriendo un verano tremendo
to
como el que
announce
estamos
that
viviendo,
we are experiencing an extreme drought
eh,
2 years,
temperaturas de 32, 34, 35 grados ayer y antier,
32, 34 degrees Celsius
Mm.
the last 2 days.
pero los cultivos de café están muy
But the crop
bonitos
looks
en
like
cuanto a color,
it's a nice
número de
color,
hojas, floración,
nice number of leaves.
cuajamiento,
The
debido
cuajamiento, it's like
al manejo que se le está dando de coberturas
the
vivas,
flower becomes a fruit
del compost,
because we have
del
cover
biochar,
crops, we
de
have
los
compost,
microorganismos,
we have
de
microbiology,
los extractos
we
vegetales
have
que estamos
biochar,
usando.
and we work with vegetable extract.
Y de hecho, pues acabamos de terminar un taller de
We just
aprender
finished
haciendo,
a workshop
que
here in
más
the
adelante
farm
podemos detallarlo
that
en otro
maybe
momento,
we can talk in another
que es
time.
una forma de llevar estos modelos nuevos de producción de
So
café
we transfer the
a nivel
technology of these new
nacional
models
y mundial.
to anyone that wants to learn.
Entonces, estamos poniendo un aporte ahí en algo que no se hace en Colombia,
So
que es
we
transferencia de
put like
tecnología.
a little bit of our part to help people to regenerate the soils.
Y algo que nos pasó, por ejemplo, ayer.
Something that happened
Ayer se nos
yesterday.
insoló uno de los asistentes
One of
para
the
contar
people
algo.
that came had a hat.
Pero ayer también veíamos la
How do
importancia.
you say when you get like the heat?
Heat stroke?
Yeah, heat.
Ayer veíamos la importancia de que en la finca cafetera haya comida,
So in the farm,
que haya
we
la
need to
yuca,
have
el
food.
plátano, el
we
banano,
need to have food,
el
food
cítrico,
sovereignty,
porque
an orange, to have a plantain, to have a yucca that everyone can eat.
tenemos que asegurar de que la familia cafetera
So that the cafetera family
tenga asegurada una parte de su comida
can
dentro
have
de la
their
finca
food from their own
y que
farm.
no tenga que salir a comprar cosas
And
que se
they
pueden
won't
producir en la
need to
finca.
go and buy things. You can do it in your farm.
De hecho,
Mm.
acá estamos estableciendo
In our farm,
un
here,
huerto de plantas aromáticas y
we
medicinales
are doing a crop
y más
of
adelante una huerta casera con,
herbs and
Produ-
aromatic plants
con productos básicos, pues,
with
hablemos
basic
cilantro,
products
perejil,
such as
lechuga,
cilantro,
zanahoria,
parsley,
por lo menos para el consumo
carrots,
de la familia que,
so that the family that
trabaja
works
acá.
here can have their food.
Nos gusta mucho pensar no solamente en el suelo, en los cultivos de café,
So we think
sino
about
en
the
el
soil,
entorno
and
y
we
en,
also think about the people that work
y en la seguridad
here,
alimentaria.
and they can have their food for free. Like we give them the food
Mhm.
that we grow here.
Because something that really blew my mind as we've been going through this process of putting together these workshops, trying to figure out what we want to talk about, you guys telling me that coffee producers actually go to the supermarket to buy their produce. Angela, tell me more about that.
Yeah, like Saturday, the farmers go to their towns to make buy for the week. So they
Yeah.
go and buy meat. They buy the eggs. They buy even the cilantro. They buy it. So we think this is not. You can't believe this is happening
At
having
all.
a farm. You can grow citrus. You can have their own lemon to do the juice. Why do you think? Why would you go and buy those things
Yeah.
if you can grow them in your own land? So we think it's like a brainwash we've had that make us believe we can't do these things because they compete. That's what they have told us. Like if you
Wow.
grow a cover crop, the cover crop is going to compete with the plants, and so it's not going to give a good harvest.
But that's
This is
not true,
this-
right? Like I've learned from you guys in the process of making this happen. When you learn how to grow all of these things, intercropping and agroforestry and making all of these things work in harmony, in fact, what you're doing is you're restoring the environment back into balance and you're giving nature back what it needs for everything to work together. That's right, yeah?
Bueno, es que las políticas, en este
politics,
caso cafeteras,
coffee
llevaron
politics
al
led
agricultor
to the
a
coffee
tener
grower,
café, solo
solo
café, sin
only to
árboles,
grow coffee
sin ninguna otra
without
cosa.
shade,
Y lo
without
más triste
agroforestry, and the
es
saddest
que
thing about this,
hasta las coberturas de piso se las
even
hicieron
the
quitar.
soil crop covers were made eliminated. Like you had to put
Monocultivo total.
a mono
Y eso llevó en Colombia
Monocropping,
a
right?
Yeah.
serios problemas de broca y serios problemas
This led
de roya.
to have a very bad disease of border disease and rust leaf.
Entonces, ahora estamos tratando de volver a tomar el camino anterior
So
de
now
tener
we are trying to
policultivos
go to our
donde
grandparents
se pueda tener,
that we
lógicamente,
can grow
mm,
polycultives, or like
que
many
sirvan,
crops
Ujú.
que
in
sirvan no solamente de
that,
sombra
that can give shade
para
to
el
the
café,
coffee,
sino que nos produzcan algo. Y
and
algo
we
interesante
can have the family eat better
es
because we have
que hemos
abundant food.
encontrado unos bancos
We
de
found,
microbiología
like a bank of
asociados a
microbiology
árboles que se eliminaron,
associated to
como
certain
el
trees, such as the
famoso
guamo
guamo
cafetero.
cafetero que se acabó y que nos genera una dinámica de vida en el suelo.
So this tree
Finalmente, nuestro
lives in
trabajo
the
va
soil,
encaminado a tener
like
suelos vivos para que haya
like a new
café
bank of
en 5,
microbiology.
10, 50 y unos 500 años. Tenemos que
So
tener café para
we
500 años.
can make this,
Si no hay suelos,
this
nos alcanza
industry
para
in
20 años.
500 years. If we still like this, we will only have 20 years where we can grow coffee.
I recorded an episode that's coming out in a couple of days with Murillo. Murillo is going to be joining you as one of the educators in the English version of the event, and he's doing the Portuguese event. And he mentioned to me that, like similar to what you were saying, we only have, if we keep things exactly the way that they are, we have maybe 20 years left in this industry. And what I hear you saying, or what I hear Carlos saying, is that if we do regenerative farming, if we help spread the word of what regenerative farming can do for coffee farms, we have 500 years? Is this what we're hearing? She's translating, folks.
Sí, no, la agricultura regenerativa nos va a permitir permanencia en el tiempo.
Regenerative will give us permanence in time.
Porque es que durante todo el
Wow.
tiempo se le ha puesto atención es al cultivo y no al suelo.
Everyone looks at the crop, but not the soil.
Yes.
And I want to say here something about my old farm.
Please.
We've been doing 54 years of the old traditional agriculture, and this farm was a no way out farm. We couldn't grow anything, like not even nothing. We tried to grow a plantain, it didn't grow. Cacao
Wow.
didn't grow, coffee didn't grow. And we had to reconstruct the soil,
Mhm.
rebuild the whole soil, and now I grow everything.
Se
I-
le-
And
I
that was
grow-
using conventional farming, right? Traditional farming was your ancestors' farming. Conventional
Yeah.
farming is like the green revolution with pesticides and with depleting the soil and monocropping and those kinds of things. So if I understand you correctly, when you're using conventional farming, you've killed your soil, and then you use regenerative farming to bring everything back to life. And now you have food for your employees to eat. You have lots of coffee. You have cacao. And folks, I'm filling in a little bit here because I get the pleasure of hearing these stories from Angela when the rains happened like yesterday, and we know that things are going to be much better because like Brazil, Colombia has been out of rain for a long time. Do you want to talk a little bit about that drought and the impact?
In my area, we are in the coffee growing region. We used to be 26 degrees Celsius, 27,
Mm-hmm.
and now we are over 30. It's not 3 degrees like they say.
Mm-hmm.
If you get over 3 degrees, no coffee will grow. I am already more than 3 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So our farm, because of these 50 years of this way of growing coffee, became, you can't grow there coffee anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to give is like hope, because even if you have a bad soil right now, you can recover because nature heals itself. It's such a wonderful thing, but you
It's a
have
miracle,
to work
right?
with nature.
Mm.
You have to work with nature, not against nature. So it's not a thing about killing the weeds, like they call them weeds. You work with them. I ferment the weeds. I make amendments with them. So these systems are completely circular. You take advantage of anything, and then you become each year your system more rich, more like abundant. You have food for everybody, for you, for to sell, for the people that work for you. Anyone can grow whatever you want. So it's not about the temperature. I had temperature. I had hail. I had um, we had like a golf ball hail coming
Really?
here. Last year, I lost 13 trees.
Wow.
But now we're going to grow more trees. We're going to do agroforestry. So I see the future by only doing regenerative ag. It's even for the money. Like it's not sustainable. Keep doing the other thing, buying things out, and you don't keep the money. It's not how much you make. It's like how much you get also, how much you keep to yourself. So the systems is like building up more abundancy.
I want to ask you and Carlos about politics because,
Quiero preguntarle.
folks, for those who don't know, Carlos has been working on this for a very long time, like many, many decades. And he has a driving force now to get the information about regenerative agriculture to as many people as possible while he is still on this earth, because regenerative agriculture is the way of farming that will keep you on your land for as long as possible and continuing to work in harmony and grow what you've decided you wanted to grow, whether it's coffee or whether it's cacao or whether it's just food for your family. But the conventional farming ways are not going to work anymore. And if we want to protect our industry, we have to protect our industry. Don Carlos wants to say something.
Quería hacer un aporte.
He wants to tell something.
Se habla de agricultura regenerativa, pero la mayoría de la gente no sabe qué es agricultura
Everyone
regenerativa.
talks about regenerative ag, but they don't know what it is.
Porque ahora las grandes compañías
Because the big
de
companies,
agroquímicos, de fertilizantes, se volvieron regenerativas.
they now became
Entonces,
regenerative ag.
Voy a hacer un rápido resumen de qué
So
es
he's
eso
gonna do
regenerativo.
a small.
Lo primero es utilizar en
First,
economía circular todos los
circular
residuos
economy.
orgánicos de la
That
finca
means you
para
take
hacer
advantage
compost,
of everything.
para hacer
You do
bocachi,
compost,
para hacer
you do
lombricultura,
compachi,
para hacer biofertilizante
you do,
de los mismos residuos de la finca.
worms, and you do biochar to take advantage of all the residues in the farm.
Enfatizamos
Nothing is residue.
mucho el tema de la microbiología de cada
We
finca,
emphasize
que es lo que
on
llamamos
the
microbiología nativa.
microbiology of each farm, which is called native microbiology.
Que esa
of
es una gran
farm.
riqueza que se ha desperdiciado.
So
Eh,
each farm has a
promovemos
microbiology
el uso de
that is
coberturas vivas,
we promote.
pero las coberturas
Soil
vivas,
has to be covered.
les vamos a dejar una inquietud para que nos acompañen en
So we
el
leave
evento.
people to
Eh,
think so they can come and learn here.
Las coberturas que vamos a promover no
Cover
son
crops
solamente de gramíneas y
are
leguminosas,
not only,
sino queremos
eh,
sembrar cosas como
grass,
llama,
but
calabaza,
we can grow there
frijoles arbustivos de bajo porte
cabbages,
para el consumo de la familia cafetera.
beans of a small grow, so family can eat.
Además que son plantas que toman nitrógeno y nos dejan nitrógeno en el suelo.
These cover crops
Eh,
make fixing the nitrogen.
El otro modelo que estamos introduciendo en la agricultura regenerativa es
The
el
other
uso del
model
biochar,
is using biochar,
el uso de los
with
biofertilizantes, el
biofertilizers,
uso de los extractos vegetales,
vegetable extracts.
el uso de los árboles leguminosos para generar la dinámica de la
Use
microbiología.
trees like the guamo, like that they
Legumes.
fix carbon and fix nitrogen.
Es decir, es un modelo completamente amigable con la naturaleza y que parte además
So it's a system
de
that
aprovechar los
works with the
residuos o los
nature,
recursos de la finca,
and you take advantage of everything you have in the farm.
evitar dos dependencias. Primero, la
And
dependencia
you
de
become
los almacenes
independent
que venden fertilizantes y
of-
agroquímicos
of the
y de los supermercados
agrochemicals
que le venden a la familia
and
campesina
of the
la yuca,
grocery store.
todos lo que
So
la
you
familia
won't
consume.
need to go and buy
hay que
things,
comprarlo.
you can produce them in your farm.
Entonces, este es un modelo no solamente manejado a suelos,
So
sino
it's
es
a
un
model
concepto
that
de
restored soil
buscar autosuficiencia y seguridad
and
alimentaria.
finds people to be independent and they can live by their own, like they don't
Mm.
need to go and buy these things, they can do them.
Y como cosa interesante,
It's
hay lo
very
siguiente.
interesting.
Cuando uno ajusta este modelo, obtiene cosechas de café
When we get this model,
de mejor peso, de
we
mejor calidad,
have more
de
weight,
mejor tostión y
with
seguramente
more,
mejores puntajes
flavor,
en taza.
and we're gonna have this is gonna translate to the cup. A better cup.
And it sounds like what is happening here is that coffee producers, cacao producers, everyone that you guys are working with are taking control of the future that you guys have decided you want to move forward in. She's translating, folks.
Sí, eso es seguridad alimentaria, soberanía alimentaria
That's food
en su
sovereignty.
mínima expresión, porque
Sovereignty.
In the
right.
more micro expression,
la gente tiene que tomar créditos, no puede pagar
people
los
have to
créditos,
take credit
pierden las fincas.
to grow coffee, then they can't pay the credits, then they lose the farm.
Right.
So they don't need to have credits.
Yo me sueño dejando una corriente
He
de
dreams
café
of
regenerativo,
leaving people
de
thinking
mejores
of
calidades
a
en
better
casa
coffee with a
y
better
de
cup
mejores criterios de
with
sostenibilidad en el
a
tiempo.
sustainability in time.
Beautiful. As we wrap up, I want to ask you guys what can people expect? 2 questions. What can people expect to get from your workshop? I really wish I could understand Spanish because I feel like your workshop is going to be so much fun. But what can people expect from the workshop that you're going to run, Regenerative Coffee Farming, the name of the workshop is Introduction to Regenerative Coffee Farming. What can people expect from the one that you're going to do in Spanish? You're on mute.
Versión española del evento, les vamos a dejar unos criterios, por ejemplo, de producción de abonos orgánicos en finca,
we are going to leave people
sólidos y
with the
líquidos.
knowledge that you can do the solid phase in your own farm with what you have right now, and then take that into a liquid state.
Les vamos a enseñar dónde está la riqueza microbiológica de su finca,
He's going to teach people where is
cómo-
the microbiology,
cómo recolectarla,
richness, how to pick
cómo
it up,
multiplicarla
how
y
to
cómo
multiply
aplicarla
it.
en el campo.
and how to apply it
Amazing.
Y vamos a enseñar
in a technology that he has that doesn't need anything.
Le vamos a enseñar por qué los cultivos los suelos deben tener protección en piso,
He's gonna teach
las
why
cubiertas,
do you have to
ruanitas o
have cover
coberturas.
crops.
Porque es que esto no es cosas del otro mundo ni inversiones,
This is nothing. You
perdón,
have to invest a lot of money
ni inversiones muy altas, sino es
and a
sentido
big
común
inversion.
entrar en
Just
amistad
is
con la
Use
naturaleza.
what you have already right now in your farm and take advantage.
Les vamos a enseñar, por ejemplo, algo importante que es el huerto de aromáticas y medicinales
So
para
each farm,
producción microbiológica y para producción de
he believes each
biofertilizantes.
farm has to have like an aromatic herb garden that can heal their own farm,
Mhm.
like a pharmaceutical thing with with
Farm
the
pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Sí,
I
porque
love
tiene
it.
que ser una producción limpia,
because it needs to be clean.
totalmente limpia, donde el objetivo no solamente es
Where the objective
conservar el suelo,
is not
sino
only
mejorar la
save
producción
the soil,
y que
but
sea de
have
mejor
better
calidad,
yields
cosa que estamos
with better
demostrando ya.
quality. We are now demonstrating right now this in my own farm.
Y
Mm.
una cosa importante para que vamos a transmitir es que
So
cuando
one
se
of the
genera el modelo
important thing
diferente,
is when you
hasta los
have the big
pájaros,
model,
llegan los pájaros, llegan
birds
las
come to the
mariposas.
farm.
Ayer nos llegó un águila aquí a la finca,
We
nos
have
llegó
an
un búho,
eagle. We
Oh,
had
fauna.
bulls. I don't know how to say, but it's
Sí,
this bird that comes in the night and
Like
we
an
see
owl?
butterflies, like an owl. Yeah.
vida,
Nice.
We have an owl.
vida no solamente en el suelo, sino vida en
So
la finca
the
cafetera.
farm is alive
Eso lo vamos a enseñar.
everywhere. So you have a living farm.
With a
And with-
thriving ecosystem, right?
That's right. And like what I wanted to say is like
Mm.
the low precipitation and high temperatures is a reality we're gonna be facing. I'm facing this 2 years ago,
Mm.
and we have to face this with innovation and sustainability.
Mhm.
So it's I think we call innovation right now, but it has been forever.
Yeah.
It's only we lost it. We lost it. My grandfather used to grow coffee the way I'm growing it right now. So we need to take together science-based solutions with antique
Traditional agriculture.
traditional agriculture. And we need to use the technology in the farms. And
Yeah.
there are tools that are not very costly,
Mhm.
that they are like you can use them. So I think this kind of agriculture makes you resilient to the drought because you are efficient on the water that rains. So you kind of grow rain. What happens when it rains is that farms, the soil cannot hold the water,
But the
when-
biochar can.
but the biochar can. But if you put a compost, also it can. So
wow.
the farm becomes like a little sponge
Autosuficiencia
that
de
is gonna
insumo.
hold the water. So it's not only you don't need to buy things out again, but it's
Mm.
also when it combats the rain, if you have a small rain, this will mitigate the drought you are facing. So it's not about buying expensive irrigation systems, but making the water really holding it up in the soil when it's supposed to be.
Mm.
So you don't have floods.
De hecho, le vamos a mostrar algunas fotos
We're going to send you some
de
pictures
coberturas de café,
of
de
the cover
floración de
crops,
café,
of the
del proceso de
florations in
producción del biochar y del compost
the
en la finca,
production of a
y una
biochar in the farm,
biofábrica que montamos acá
in a small
de
factory.
microorganismos y
We
biofertilizantes.
make here of
Para que,
microbiology.
Es decir, la idea es ofrecer
So people can
recursos,
see
posibilidades
there are tools,
de producción
there are
de
possibilities
insumos dentro de la
that
finca
you can
a partir
do
de los
your
residuos acá.
your own things you need for the farm. If you need fertilizer, you can do it in your farm,
Mm.
and you won't depend. we don't say people don't apply fertilizers because soil needs some minerals. But what we say is you lower your
Dependency.
cost and your cost of growing those goods, because the problem is because of the dry seasons becoming more frequent, agriculture becomes too risky. And then you invest so much money, you get loans to buy the credits to grow food, and then you have a dry season and you don't have the yield you wanted, and you lose money.
And this is why we're doing this workshop, right? We want to get the information out to as many people as possible. The last question I want to ask you, who should come to this workshop that you're doing in Spanish?
Pues, ¿quiénes deben venir a aprender? Primero los interesados, los cafeteros, básicamente, los cacaoteros, la gente que está en crisis allá en el campo, que no sabe cómo manejar su parcela.
Crisis and feel like lost, they have to come and know there is a way out.
Por ejemplo, problemas como manejar la broca, manejar la roya, manejar el fusario, manejar los nematodos. Esto no se maneja con productos que salen, que se compran fuera de la finca. Esto se maneja dentro de la finca, explotando toda la riqueza microbiana que tiene la finca.
You need to learn your soil and explode the nature you have to your favor. It's using nature to your favor.
Todo esto es como el resultado de un desequilibrio que nos metieron a la brava a las fincas y a la mente de las personas.
Lost. And then the minds were like brainwashed. That you need somebody else to tell you, that you need to buy something out to solve you.
Nosotros tenemos como la energía, el entusiasmo para esperar unas 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 personas en este workshop en castellano.
Have more than 1,000 people getting to connect.
Yeah.
And the also important thing, I think, is to get connected.
Yes.
To know each other so we can create a community that works with nature.
And what's exciting as well is that there's going to be a WhatsApp group that everybody who attends these workshops, there's going to be one in Spanish, there's going to be one in English, and there's going to be one in Portuguese. So that after the workshop, you can join this WhatsApp group and continue the learning, continue the connection, continue swapping information, continue asking each other questions. This is a three-phase project, and this one that's happening on October is the first phase. The second phase will happen in January, and we'll give you more information about that. And Angela and Carlos will be here with us for the whole thing. It is going to be amazing. I'm very, very excited for it. Yeah!
Carlos esperamos. We wait for everybody to connect with us. I'm so happy. I'm so thankful to God. We have been able to save our crop, to save our farm.
Algo muy importante, Lee, es que el conocimiento que tenemos,
a very important thing,
siempre
is that our knowledge,
lo queremos compartir
want to share the knowledge
porque esa es como la herencia que le dejamos a las nuestras generaciones. Los nuevos modelos de producción cafetera, cacaotera, hay que reorientarlos para buscar un equilibrio con la naturaleza. Correcto, es correcto.
Correct. And folks, we've made it as cheap as we possibly can for this. If you are a coffee producer, you pay $10. That's it. $10 for each workshop that you're doing. If you want to go to the English one and the Spanish one, you pay $10 for each of those. If you just want to go to the Spanish one, you pay $10. If you are not a coffee producer, you're going to spend $150 for a ticket, but please know, built into that ticket price is a pay it forward scheme so that you are spending $10 on your ticket and you're buying 14 tickets at $10 each for coffee producers who may not be able to afford to attend. So you are helping to invest in regenerative ag by giving back in a way that any coffee producers who cannot afford to will be able to afford to go. So we are doing this in a way to get this information out to as many producers as we possibly can. There are millions in the world, and this is the first time we're going to run this project, and it's not made possible unless we have presenters, educators like Angela and Carlos. We are not having sponsors for this workshop. The politics involved in getting this information out to the rest of the world is enormous. And so we have decided to bypass all of it, and we are doing this ourselves. So it is not just Map It Forward. Map It Forward is presenting it and putting the project together, but we are a team, and we are proud to do this so that the coffee producers of the world get to have this information. Go ahead, guys.
This
what
is
are you
love.
going to say? Yeah, this
Cuente
is
con
love.
nosotros. Cuente con nosotros.
And
You
I
help
love you
us.
guys.
Please help with us. You just say when, then where, and then we are.
Now, guys, thank you so much. I'm blessed to be doing this project with you. Thank you for trusting Map It Forward to make this happen. Will you sign off the episode with peace, love, and peanut butter for us?
Okay, vamos a decir peace, love, and peanut butter.
¿Qué eslogan?
Peanut butter. Peace, love, and peanut butter.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I really hope you enjoyed this episode, friends. Please don't forget to show us some love by subscribing, liking, commenting, and most of all, sharing this podcast with your friends. Check the show notes for links, including our sponsors and our Patreon. And stay tuned for more great conversations on the Daily Coffee Pro by Map It Forward.